Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley Lanese and I blend spirituality with motivation so that you can get the best benefit out of it. Today's video is my tips on how to overcome insecurity. As humans, we are always learning how to overcome insecurity more and more. So I might post an updated video in a year from now or 2 years from now to give you guys more advice on overcoming insecurity, but I wanted to tell you guys what I have learned so far, so let's get into it. My first tip is understand that the opposite of insecurity is security. I feel like this is not talked about enough. Everyone hears insecurity, insecurity, insecurity. It is such a buzzword, but then nobody talks about how having internal security is the opposite of being insecure. So moving forward and understanding what the goal is, the aim is to have security, let's talk about how you can quickly cultivate that inside of yourself. One of the most crucial ways to move past insecurity is to ask yourself for advice. This is something I really had to learn because I am somebody who really loves to talk to people. And so naturally, if I'm talking to people, I will ask them for advice sometimes, and that's okay. You're allowed to ask people for advice, but I would implore you to go into the mirror, look yourself in the eyes, connect with your soul, and look for the answers for whatever problem that you have, whatever root that is causing your insecurity. Like, let's say you're hesitating on doing something that you really want to do. And by hesitating, you feel insecure, you're not building that habit, you're not working on that goal, right? Instead of asking people for their interpretation, which you still can do, but I want you to go to yourself and ask yourself why this is happening. Because let's be honest, you are the best person for the job. You are the best person to figure out what is wrong, why you're doing something. Other people might just give you some cookie cutter advice, but when you go and you do that mirror work and you look in the mirror and you ask yourself, why am I hesitating? You find that deep root, you sink down into that insecurity and you realize, okay, there's something else going on here. I'm hesitating because somebody told me in my past that I would never be good enough. You find that root, that little nugget that only you can find for yourself. And then what you want to do in that moment then is to replace it with something else, is to be like, that is wrong. And instead bring a new thought into your aura, into your person. Bring a new thought in and tell yourself a new story and tell yourself, I will get this goal done because they said that. Because somebody told me I couldn't do it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to replace that insecure thought with a new one. And this new one is built into security. You will secure yourself with a new saying, with a new vibe, with a new energy. That leads me into my next tip, which is confront your feelings rather than avoid them. The reason why insecurity builds and builds and builds and builds, and then you just don't believe in yourself, is because a lot of the times we resist what we feel. We try to reject it. We try to push it away from us. We try to do all of these things to resist. And when you resist, you build tension. And I do this a lot, actually. This is something that I've been practicing recently. Instead, sit in the feeling. If you want to be a singer and you haven't written a song in a long time and you haven't sat down and sang in a long time, sit in that feeling of insecurity in a meditative state. You can even do a guided meditation through it and feel that sensation and just let it be. Stop resisting it. Feel it. Give it security. Insecurity lacks security. Do you know what else lacks security? Babies, okay? Babies are dependent on their mothers. They don't have that much security. If you left a baby out without care, anybody to take care of it, the baby's not going to survive. So a lot of the times our insecurities operate on that same wavelength. They are like babies. and you're leaving them alone. You're not making them feel heard. You're not making them feel seen. You're not going towards that insecurity and asking it what it needs from you. Give the insecurity support. When you start to realize that this is about secure versus insecure, security, what do you know about security, right? You know, people have security systems. Security means protection. Security means guarding something and putting up shields and making things strong, right? Give your insecurities the strength. Sit in them. They need nourishment. They need strength, they need support, they need to feel heard, they need to feel seen, they need healed. And if you avoid them, they can't be. My next tip will be adapt to the growth mindset. I will link a video down below that I've already made on the growth mindset, but know that you can overcome anything. When you face your feelings and you give them all of the stuff that I had mentioned prior, when you do that, you can turn them into fuel. You can alchemize them and you can change them into what they should be. Once you actually sit in that feeling, you let go and you surrender. You surrender to your fear. You can do something called fear setting, where you literally think of all of the worst possible scenarios. And then when you do that, it seems less scary. Like the resistance of thinking of things, of doing things, of going towards that negative thing is what is causing the insecurity to grow. But when you go towards it and you weed it, you pull the insecurities out, you examine the roots, you're like, what's going on here? Then you figure it out. My final tip is play devil's advocate with your negative thoughts. When you have a negative thought, when you are the one telling yourself, you suck, I don't believe in you, have that best friend brain. Think, what would my best friend say to combat that? Play devil's advocate. When you hear that negative thought, be like, no, you're wrong. Challenge that negative thought. Literally battle it until you've taken it down. Don't let it win. Instead of fighting your demons, waking up and fighting them every single day, have today be the day that you have that final battle. You can put it in your calendar and remember this day is the day that you finally battled your demons and buried them. And sometimes your demons resurrect. Sometimes they do. Sometimes insecurities come back to haunt you, to challenge you, to see if you're still strong enough, to see if you have the security that you vowed to yourself that you did. But instead of waking up every single day and battling your demons and not ending the war, commit to the final battle. Take down your insecurities. And then you will be able to get so much more done once your insecurities have all been put to rest. Once you go towards your feelings and give them positive energy and eliminate all of that negativeness, you feel better, you feel lighter, you feel freer, you feel fuller, you feel secure. So that is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way until the end. If you like this video, give it a like. If you like content like this, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.